This is Tia Ballard.
This is Todd Habercorn.
This is David Vincent.
Hey, this is Sam Whitwer.
This is Phil Lamar.
And you are listening to the Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
And you're listening to Points of Interest Podcast Network.
Keep listening.
Well, hello and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
I am the other guy. Speaking of which, Mr. Ninja, did you ever do your link tree?
I did.
Nice.
I had it all set for the FanExpo Denver, since I knew I was going to have a microphone in front of my face up to 12 times this past weekend. I knew that was 12 times to talk about this dinky little show. And I did. Oh,
I'm glad. Is it I forget if you said it was the 303 Ninja or just 303 Ninja. You got to put the because you're not just any 303 Ninja.
Yeah, exactly. The 303 Ninja.
Wasn't that what the guy said to you at the thing when he recognized you? He's like, "Aren't you the 303 Ninja?" Or
no, well, I mean, so I was at it was like a gym and rock show, like mineral rocks and gyms, and not like Pokemon gyms, but rock gyms. Yeah. And I was just perusing, and this guy walks up to me and he goes, "Aren't you?" I don't remember if he said the or 303 Ninja on Twitter.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah. And then I went into defensive, mode alpha just to make sure. And he was like, "Oh, I'm so and so," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And we talked for a few minutes, and his name was Pepper. I remember that.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Nice. And I've run into him a couple other times here and there, but it was really cool. I mean, again, dinky little show, dinky little presence on the internets. It was kind of cool to be recognized by my screen name, my persona before my name. It was just kind of like, oh, look at that! All those years of tweeting and all that stuff. It finally. Francis is
all
having
those
a
years
focus
of
problem.
I'm just being blurry. I'm just blurry. I hate it. I hate being blurry. There you go. Hopefully that focuses now. Sure. I'm the center of attention, not the mic.
Yes.
It's okay. I'm a little blurry, but yeah. So that sounds like you now are synergistic. You now have synergy.
Yes, you can find all the stuff that I'm into at the 303 Ninja when you go to Linktree, which is like, I don't even know how you do it because I just went
Linktree.com/303 Ninja, which I just did, and there you are.
All right, perfect.
And yeah. Oh, and you have the Cobra Decepticon icon as your thing.
Yes. That is one of my
very nice.
That is one of my favorite logos of fandom. There's a lot of like Transformer fandom logos that were made and whatnot, but that one was always my favorite.
Very cool. I am a fan too.
I would totally tattoo that.
I'm surprised you haven't yet.
Tattoos are
seems
expensive.
like a simple enough logo.
Tattoos are expensive.
That's true. When I don't know how much it is nowadays, but when a buddy of mine about 20 years ago, where it was getting tattoos, it was like $100 an hour. Mm-hmm. Is it still the same price? Has inflation not affected tattoos?
I mean, maybe it has. I haven't looked because here's the thing about tattoos, Francis. For me, anyway.
Okay.
Tattoos represent a time in my life when I had more money. Because I could afford to go spend $300-$400 on a tattoo and be like, yeah, it's okay.
Oh, look at this. So as of last year in Los Angeles specifically, prices have, and that's where I'm from, and that's where this guy got his tattoos 20 years ago. it has risen with inflation at $200 an hour to get a tattoo in LA.
And I had a barter. I had a barter deal for 95% of my tattoos, where I ran video game stores as a kid or younger person, young adult. And the PS1 did the mod chips. And I had a mod chip supplier that would come in. And if I bought X amount of chips, I got to pick out free games. Since my PS1 was modded, I could play all these burnt games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with all that, but yeah.
What about your tattoos? So you had more money, or you were able to barter your tattoos with the chip.
I would go to the tattoo place and I'd be like, hey man, what games or movies are you interested in? And my biggest claim to fame of all that is I got a tattoo for a copy of Star Wars Episode 1 the weekend it came out. So I had my guy knew the right people, and I've got some foreign release of Episode 1 that was in pristine viewing condition. And I showed up. I said, there you are. Here's your copy. He checked it right there. And he's like, holy shit, this looks amazing. Sit in the chair. And he gave me a tattoo and he watched the movie.
While giving you the tattoo?
Well, no, not for my tattoo, but on somebody else's tattoo he did.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So most of all of my tattoos, I bartered in some way and just paid a tip, which was probably $150 to $200.
That's true. That's true. You have to pay tip. So not only are you spending $1,000 on a tattoo, you're essentially, well, the expectation maybe is you paid a 20% tip for the guy who did your tattoo. So that's $1,200 for a tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know what the tip rate is for your tattoo artist. I believe in over tipping. So
I don't know.
If I got the tattoo for free, you should still make your money in some way, because you just spend an hour plus on my, appendage, whenever that was. So I want to make sure it's worth it to you, not just because you get to see a fucking movie.
Well, I think if you're going to tip, well, look, we have a pretty crazy tip culture. I don't know if these stills I find on Twitter about tip culture are real, where they don't give you an option not to tip. They're like, you can either tip 30, 50, or 100% of your whatever service we just did. And I'm like, I don't know if that's real. I don't know if it's just like AI or something, but I'll see that and people get mad and pissed and like, oh, I hate tip culture. But I do believe we have a pretty crazy tip culture because, especially since, that a lot of people rely on tips. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing it's a pretty hefty. 20, I think, is a reasonable tip for any service, tattoo or otherwise, and it's a pretty reasonable tip.
Like I said, I'm an over tipper, so I look at
20 is over tipping.
I look at it, maybe, but I look at 20, and I go, all right, well, you get X amount, a little bit more.
Okay, that's good. I mean, most people still do the 10, 15%. So I
only know how to do a 20%. That's how I do math.
Yeah, but I'll see receipts, and the lowest they usually ask for is 15, and they'll be like 15, 18, or 20.
Yeah, like, that's pretty common.
Yeah, and I'll be like, that's just 20, right? Like, that's, you did the math for me, by doing this. So, like, here you go. You get extra tip just for that. Whether the service was good or bad, you get extra tip for doing the math for me.
Sure.
And then just there you go. Take my money and leave. Just take it. So, I mean, I'll whatever. But anyway, so there you go. That's. I don't have any idea why I got into tattoos, but there you go.
It's okay.
There you go.
This podcast is about nothing.
It is the Seinfeld of podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I would get copyrighted if I'd pulled just the bass notes.
I don't know, because
it's fair use.
It's not the whole song. Yeah, it's fair use. Yeah. Well, look.
But I don't really like Seinfeld, so I don't know if I would want to put that.
That's where and I love Seinfeld. I think it's hilarious. So you should do like the Simpsons, like when like Simpsons or Family Guy does like a parody of the song or whatever, and
like a chip tune of it or something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, you'll find
version of it.
Since you have to rebuild your Stream Deck anyway, might as well add some new songs to it.
You know, if I'm not just rebuilding LSPDFR mods, and now I have to rebuild the Steam Deck. But that's not what we're here to talk about, Francis.
Oh, before you go, I know we're supposed to. The whole point is, but I have one quick question.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't. We went to tattoos. I didn't get asked a question.
That's fine.
So today, or not today, but recently, I saw a video. Apparently, this is a skit that happens quite often on WWE.
Yes, you mentioned something about this.
Yes, which is ambulance sketches, where a fighter will get injured enough to be taken. So this one, in this case, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin going into an ambulance, and in the ambulance was the Undertaker, and the Undertaker just starts beating the injured and downed Steve Austin, like while he's strapped to the gurney, and he's just like and then so apparently like that's a thing because there was a video right after where Stone Cold did it to someone else in an ambulance that was ready to take this guy away, and like this is a thing.
There is
a thing.
I can't remember the people involved in this particular instance, but there was a guy on a gurney going towards the ambulance. So the ambulance is backed up to the dock, and it was backed up to like a truck dock, so it's double the size basically of the ambulance width wise. So there's room. I think there was room on one side of the ambulance, and there was a jump cut, but the antagonist comes into frame, jump cut, grabs the gurney and rolls the gurney right off the edge of the dock with a mannequin strapped in, because they're the jump cut. There's a big monstrous wrestler that tips a ambulance on its side using some kind of special defect from Universal or something, where they were able to shell out an ambulance, still give it power somehow, and you could tip it over. Being taken away in an ambulance because you're hurt, you get put in the ambulance, and then your rival is the driver. Yeah, and they drive off crazily. So
I only bring it up because I was thoroughly amused by it. Like I was genuinely amused by this skit because it happened more than once. Yeah, because it happened more than once, and I'm like, why does this keep happening? Like, how could this happen twice, let alone more than twice? Like, I'm sure because again, the responders were like, oh yeah, this is a thing that happens in wrestling. Is somebody will get injured enough to go into this ambulance and their rival is there, or something happens to them along the way, and I'm just like, why did I not watch wrestling? This is so funny to me. This is just funny, like idea mentally. Like this is silly. So anyway, I had to bring it up in case you had other, and you did with the rolling a mannequin down a ramp, which is hilarious. So thank you for that.
You could totally tell that it's a mannequin as well. It's like, that's not even the person that was in the gurney moving, trying to get up and out of it, while strapped to it, because the villain shows up, and then there's a jump cut from behind, and now the person's not moving, but you can hear them.
In this case, they rolled. There was no jump cut. It was one long, long take. But they put him in. And the other wrestler, I don't know who he was, he's like, I'm going to come with you, man. Don't worry about it. I got you. And right when he enters, the camera like zooms into the driver's seat, and the guy turns, and it's the Undertaker. And the other guy like runs out like immediately, like scared. And they push the gurney out, and that's when the other fight happens. I'm like, was he that scary? I don't remember Undertaker being like that frightening to other wrestlers.
Kayfabe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Because like the other dude
you
was
gotta remember,
scared.
man, when a dude looks at you, growls, and rolls his eyes in the back of his head. I mean, that's scary,
Yeah.
spooky.
Anyway,
You know.
sorry to derail.
No,
you
it's
know,
fine. That's what
but,
podcasts are all about.
Yeah.
But let's try to stay on topic a little bit, as I tend to not stay on topic.
Yeah, that's kind of the premise of all your podcasts.
Yeah, pretty much. But we were, me and my other personalities were at FanExpo Denver this past weekend,
Was?
2025. You should have been. I mean, you were brought up, you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, not in a but yeah.
I mean, you were brought up in a positive, and it was
Guess so.
you know, whatever. We'll get to
The
that.
backhanded
We'll get
way.
to that. That's called teasing your audience.
Yeah.
No, so the Fan Expo not for the 13th year, but me covering what is essentially a Comic-Con that takes place in the city of Denver. It's been 13 years, and it's had 3 names. Denver Comic-Con, Pop Culture Con. 3 names.
Well,
Fan
that's-
Expo Denver.
Yeah, that's 3 names. Yeah. Right.
So we were at Fan Expo. Fan Expo reached out to me before and asked if I was interested in moderating comic panels for the weekend. And I was like, hell yes, I'm honored to. It was fun last year and the year before. I'd love to do it again. I love providing entertainment as best I can to the peoples as well, and try and make their weekend fun. I mean, because honestly, I do. That's at the core. Yes, I do want that.
And you know, with the preface of you did that for years at a convention out east. Like you did that for like.
Yeah, I mean, this
you know.
isn't me doing moderating for 3 years. This is my 9th year moderating,
Right.
and around the country, not just not just in Denver. Most of it
Exactly.
in Denver, but you know,
It's your hometown. We hope it's
this
in
is where I
your
live.
hometown. Yeah.
So, I was honored to get the chance to do it again. I was signed up for all 4 days, as is tradition. Work doesn't want me to be away for 4 days, so I had to give up day 1, but I was there for the rest of them. At the
Well,
same
you were
time,
scheduled for day 1 anyway, right?
I'm sorry,
Were you scheduled for day 1?
I was scheduled. I had so total was 12 panels, 3 a day. But I had to duck out of Thursday, so 9 panels is what I ended up hosting. At the same time, this show, me, was granted press access as well. So I got to go there, pick up my press badge for me and photographer Alex, and then go over
You call her photographer Alex.
I mean, she
Go on,
was.
go on.
She was
Sorry.
for the weekend.
She was.
She was for the
Yeah,
weekend.
She was.
Nobody's going to take a better picture than my girlfriend.
There you go.
You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
So we pick up our badges, and the desk right next to the one I needed to be at was where I picked up my other badge. So they're right next door. That was great.
Did
Get
it
in
say staff?
there. Programming.
Programming. Okay.
Programming. Anyway, so I was like, I want to tell you something, but I'll wait.
Okay.
So it's nothing important. So we get in there, start to get the lay of the land. My first panel was like 45 minutes from the time we arrived. So I'm like, okay, we could do a quick lap, but then we got to I have to be in place so I can get my game face on and everything. And I had a sketch duel right away. I don't have. Yes, I do. Vamp.
Well, when it comes to this, you've done a few sketch duels. I remember when you first started doing them, you were a little afraid because you didn't know what that meant. As a person who's attended a lot of conventions, I never knew those things even existed. But mind you, it's not my wheelhouse, so I don't normally look for them.
In my defense, I guess, I'm still trying to find like my niche for sketch duels. Like, because I'm finding it's a weird balance, because the point is to try and do as many sketches as possible so that as many people in the audience can have a chance to win them with their little raffle tickets. But it's like, at the same time, nobody wants to just can I mimic this? I don't have a Sharpie. But imagine listening to a Sharpie on paper or a pen on paper. Like, nobody wants to listen to Scratchy.
So, and they don't need a moderator for that. Right.
Right. But so I'm up there and I'm trying to engage with them, but I'm trying to find a balance of like, is it an interview? Are we having fun? You know, and how many questions should I ask, or should I just let them draw and just engage with the audience? You know, like I'm trying to find my niche.
It's fun. I just realized is that I think, because I've never seen them, and you have, I feel like, well, you could tell me, but I would feel like it would be what the moderator does isn't talk to the artists, but talk to the audience and give them information about the artists. Like, hey, so-and-so is from blah, blah, blah. This is their best comic ever. Or, I mean, usually, though, I guess that doesn't make sense because usually the audience are fans of those artists.
Right.
So they probably already know that information. So I don't know what you would, that's a tough one because it doesn't make sense.
Sorry, I'm going to turn these lights off behind me because it just keeps flashing my screen. It's annoying the hell out of me there. Hopefully.
Oh, firework. Wow, firework in the 8th of July.
Like that's
oh,
weird.
Man, he just refused to stop firing fireworks.
I mean,
but no, like, you've seen them. You've seen other, like, of them? What do they normally do? Like, what do other
I'll be honest
do?
with you. The most I've seen are the ones I participated in.
Okay.
So I'm still... a lot of people don't record and put on YouTube sketch duels. So I got to, like, kind of search for them. Because maybe they're not called sketch duels. Maybe they're called something else in different cons.
Right.
So I just need to watch a few just to kind of get a vibe of how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It keeps flashing, so apparently it's not the lights behind me, but it's less annoying, I guess. So anyway, I get into my first sketch duel, and it was with Travis Himmel and Brett Bean. And they were a pleasure to talk to. We had a good time. I think they both did a couple sketches apiece, so 4 people got to win these. And I don't know these guys. So I'm trying to, again, I'm finding the balance of everything, but also just general kind of questions. I do my research. I go into their history and try and find 3 or 4, bullet points, especially if they have, if they're working on something currently. Boom, that you could talk for 5 minutes and plug your new project or Kickstarter or, whatever you're secretly working on. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
So I look for those things. Like I said, there was one guy who was a programmer before he became an artist, a cover artist. And when I asked him that, he started to answer, and he looked at me. He was like, "You went deep." I'm like, "That's my job."
I wish I could remember the name of the guy who does the hot ones, because that's you.
Sean.
That's you.
Sean something.
Yeah, I don't know. Hot ones doesn't make sense to me in the sense of like most guests on there I don't really care about. Sometimes I do, but very rarely do I care about the guests on the show.
As an aside, Francis, I think you need to look at it in a different viewpoint. The hot wings themselves,
they're
make
the star of
people
the show.
Break kayfabe.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the one with Riff Raff.
Okay.
If you don't know who Riff Raff is like, I don't know who he is actually, but he rhymes. Everything he every time he talks, he rhymes. The second wing, he gives up his fucking fake persona. I'm trying to watch my language.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, again, like, you know, what the thing that people do like about it is that, much like you, they deep dive into a person's history and then ask those questions. But real briefly, I did just right now just quickly scan another sketch duel done at FanExpo Dallas, and they did what you did. They asked the artist questions, they answer in long form. So you're doing whatever you're doing, other people do it too.
Okay,
so don't feel like it's weird.
I didn't really think it was weird, but it was just, you know, I'm just trying to find the balance.
Yeah.
So the sketch duel went off great time. Both artists were fun to talk to and did some cool art. I went to their tables to check out more, because this is the cool thing about not knowing most of these people. I'm getting introduced to new art, new personalities.
Yeah.
So the panel I had shortly after that was with Guy Gilchrist, the creator of Muppet Babies. This is the second time I've gotten to talk to him. Last year was kind of a fanboy moment for me, just because, like, holy crap, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to Jim Henson. I almost said Jim Morrison. Jim Henson.
Yeah, Jim Morrison too, I'm sure.
In some way, shape, or form, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then this year, he was a few minutes late. So I panicked a little bit. Instead of just, like, waiting patiently, I kind of panicked because I don't like silence. So I just jumped up on stage, and every opportunity was, like I said, an opportunity to talk about the podcast.
Sure.
And then, because it's a Muppet-centric podcast, I'm like, hey, what are some of your favorite Muppet moments or lines? I'll start because I have the microphone and I'm louder. So, you know, we interacted, and people were throwing out their lines. You know, you're all weirdos, and, you know, this and that, and everybody's having a fun time. Guy, you know, arrives, we have a great conversation. I got the hand signal of wrap it up from the room attendant, and I was like, oh, okay, and I was getting ready to, right, as I'm forming the first word of my sentence, Guy jumps the gun and he goes, let's sing a song. And I just go, okay, and Muppet songs are pretty short. We already did Mana Mana when we started. So
Wait, so
What?
so he sings?
well, he came in and he goes, let's try something. And we did Mana Mana, do 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 do, you know, that thing, just as a
Interesting.
crowd, just to get the crowd.
To warm him up, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the warm up act, yeah.
So I think he kind of knew, he does these a lot, so he kind of knows the time limit, but let's sing a song. And I'm like, okay, you know, she's looking at me, so we need to finish this.
Just give me the stink eye.
And he starts singing Over the Rainbow. Which,
Is that a Muppet song?
yeah, well, it's a Paul Williams song, but Kermit sings it.
Okay.
Now, we're going to be real. Okay, so the first 8 notes of that song make tears drop from my eyeballs.
Okay.
Imagine what 150 people in a room singing that song does to me.
Rainbow Connection is
Rainbow
is
Connection,
dolls,
yes. Sorry. Thank you. Rainbow
I'm
Connection.
like, I don't remember that. Yeah,
Rainbow
Rainbow Connection. I
Connection.
knew that one. I knew that one.
I'm crying in front of the entire crowd of people. I'm like, oh my God. Try and stay professional. I couldn't. I was trying hard, could not do it. But it was great, you know, overall. The lady is getting impatient. I'm like, and he doesn't just do one verse. He breaks into the second verse, and I'm like, okay. I can't tell you to stop. But, like, we got to wrap this up. we're running out of time. So we get through it. Had another sketch duel after that. I'm not going to look up all the names because we'll just. I recorded some of them I didn't. Then we finally got to go explore the showroom floor, and it was cool because we had the front side of the convention center this year as opposed to the back side like it's kind of been in the past.
Okay.
And it was L-shaped, which was a little odd, I thought.
Okay.
But pretty good layout, lacking a little bit in signage in a few places here and there, but found all my friends.
Nice.
Garrett Gunn from formerly Source Point. He's doing self-publishing now. I don't know his publishing name. I'm sorry, Garrett. Some of the names that I'd met the year prior from doing the sketch duels and panels. Our friend Nikki Rapp and her partner AJ,
Nice.
artist AJ Moore, were there. So it was great catching up with them. It was funny when we walked up, Nikki was like, "We were just talking about you." I'm like, "Oh,
nice.
Hopefully it was at least halfway good." I have a really good relationship with her, and we were talking about like we've known each other for 10 years now. And it's just, yes, most of it's at the con, but she's coming on the show again. She said she wants to come on here and hang out with us.
Well, the last time she was on, I wasn't here.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, that's right. You weren't there, but
Yeah,
you know,
she was hosting for me because I
That's
was
right.
off
That's
doing
right.
whatever. Yeah.
but she said she likes doing the show because it's just relaxed and we're just hanging out. Look at that, making making people feel comfortable. There's so much
Did she
inside
have a new
baseball
project
happening
out?
right now. What?
Does she have a new project out?
Not currently, no. But she is getting some work here and there. And then the lady, she likes to do the shopping, so we did a lot of shopping, looking at stuff. We ate downtown, which
So
my okay, like San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, it's kind of unique because it is San Diego, but at the same time, the Gaslamp District in downtown San Diego, period, are like, you were at Comic-Con, come here, bring your ticket, get a discount, get a free appetizer. Whatever. I don't. There's a live painting at this restaurant. Come watch fucking stop cussing. Watch so and so. At least for this episode. Paint something. And this has been my complaint about the Denver show, whatever name it had, is that it's never really incorporated downtown, or downtown didn't want to incorporate itself.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, and no LA Comic Con, not even Anime Expo, incorporates downtown at all. Like everything is contained within the
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just
convention
because
grounds.
it's San Diego and it's unique, and there's 200,000 people there, or whatever the number is.
But also, San Diego Comic Con, it bleeds, and like there's con stuff happening in the city itself.
Yeah,
So,
that
like,
library
the
we went to
has
is
stuff.
like a mile from the convention center.
Yeah, where we saw a panel. We saw,
We
like,
saw a panel.
yeah. Well, we went there for Jeff.
Yes,
that was his
yeah,
panel.
but I mean,
But-
still, it's the fact that they had it. It was a Comic-Con event.
Yeah, but also like publishers and movies and stuff. They do a bunch of stuff around the city. I think that's the biggest difference. So you don't get those discounts. You don't get that stuff because in the city, the convention expands for people who don't have a ticket into the main convention. They get this whole playground of convention-y stuff. So
That is
that's
true.
kinda
That's what I'm
nice.
saying. Maybe it's just because San Diego is unique.
Yeah.
But it is something I wish downtown Denver would want to be a part of. You have all these people down there. Why wouldn't you want to keep them down there for a little bit longer? And I get it. Not a lot of people want to hang out downtown. I'm one of those people. I'm not trying to hang out down there, but if restaurants within walking distance were like, hey, bring your ticket, get a free app, you'd be more apt to stay down there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're not wrong. I mean, I think a lot of downtown areas are just like, well, this has nothing to do with us, so we're not going to deal with it. And plus, they probably have to make a deal with the convention anyway. and they're just
Maybe
like,
so. Maybe not, though. Like, if you're a restaurant and you want to give people a discount that were already downtown, that's onto the restaurant.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. So what'd you end up eating? Subway?
No.
Oh, no, that's Seattle.
That's
Sorry.
Seattle. is the only restaurant available in Seattle, apparently. No, we went to a Mexican restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just for the subway joke, and it was the wrong city.
No, it's fine.
So
That's
never
fine.
mind.
It's still funny, though. So day one for me was mostly the panels, mostly saying hi to a lot of people, getting the lay of the land. I forgot my camera the first day, so a few pictures on the phone happened. And it's funny because Alex was like, "Did you forget your camera?" And I'm like, yeah, I did. I sure did. Oops.
At least you remembered.
But, we all carry a really nice camera. It has more. Yeah. You could do more onboard effects on your phone than I can because I don't actually have any photographic editing software. Nor would I know how to do anything with it anyway.
It's the reason why I've never bought a professional camera. It's like, oh, my phone has already got a camera on it. Like, what do I really need a professional camera for?
My brother just hit me up. He's in a band. He's like, hey, man, if I get you a free ticket, will you come take pictures? Like, I'm not a real photographer, right? Like, I play one on TV.
But yet you did it for Super Geeked Up when they were doing it live, and you did it.
I pull halfway decent photos.
I mean, that's how you got into which convention was it? Seattle, where you were my photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of have the title a little bit.
Yeah, I do. But I'm just, I just, I don't do any kind of corrections. I just give you a raw photo and be happy. I crop it, be happy you got it.
But you hold the button down to get like 5 or 6 of those raw photos. So
yeah, you got to choose the right one.
Exactly.
So day 2 comes. Day 2, a lot of photos because I remembered my camera, and 3 more panels. One was with Cami Garcia, a guy named Philip Kennedy Johnson, and a lady that we actually spoke with a long time ago when it may have even been junk food era.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or shortly after junk food.
Okay.
I think maybe after junk food just ended and whatever that person's next venture was called. But this lady named Stephanie Williams was there. We have spoken with her years ago.
Okay.
I didn't realize that somebody else had to remind me of this. And I was like, oh, you're right. I do remember that now. But they were all DC, mostly DC. Cami Garcia is a big Teen Titans writer. And the guy, Philip, he was...
The other guy.
No, not the other guy. The guy.
Oh, okay.
He was currently in a Superman run. And then Stephanie was... I don't remember what she was working on currently. But they all had really cool backgrounds before they became comic book people.
Sure, yeah.
Philip was in the orchestra. Played different instruments in many different orchestras. Like award-winning orchestras. And then was an Army person and played in the Army orchestra or whatever, the Army band. And then became a comic book artist. Cami Garcia was a teacher. Still is a teacher. And then Stephanie Williams was a scientific researcher. So I'm like, I get to talk to 3 eclectic people here. This is fun. And after, I did my job great on that one because I got the ball rolling and they just took off. I actually had to be like, okay, time's up, guys. I think that's a pretty good sign of a moderator when you just get the ball rolling and they just talk. Mm-hmm. You're just there to be like, oh, ho, 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 ho. Or throw in throw in some kind of Ed McMahon, something or other.
Sure.
Then I think 2 more sketch duels after that. And one was I had a lot of sketch duels this year.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Geez.
I think it was 3 one-on-ones and the rest were sketch duels.
Okay.
And that's fine because I find the sketch duels a challenge. Like I said, I'm still trying to find my niche and I enjoy a challenge. So I can do a one-on-one. We've proved that. It's different when you got two people and an audience and a microphone. But the one of the sketches was with Mel Milton, who I had hosted his very first panel last year.
Okay.
Denver FanEx Denver 24 was his very first convention.
Oh, that's cool.
And first panel. May not a first convention, but his first panel for sure.
You got to break him into panel.
And
that's nice.
We had a great time, and we hit it off pretty well. So he remembered who I was because I made an impact. I made an impression. And of all the panels I've been to, we've been to quite a few. We watched Kevin's. I mean, Kevin Smith cries if the wind blows the right way, you know.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
But you and I have seen a couple emotional panels. I've seen some here and there, but I've never seen someone just lose it and just have an emotional, just a good cry.
That happened on your panel?
Mel was telling a story. He has a. It's not my story to tell, but he didn't have a great past before he got to art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Protect some kayfabe there. But because you need to go to his panel and talk to him. But he's telling his story, and he starts getting, you could hear it before he acknowledged it. He was getting a little choked up, and he's like, I'm getting choked up. I didn't want to do this. And he finished it, but he fought through the rest of his emotions to finish his story. Mm-hmm. And then somebody asked him a question that was very pertinent to him and his history. Mm-hmm. And again, he got very emotional, tears running down his face, people from the crowd bringing up tissues for him.
Oh, that's nice. That's very sweet.
And, I gave him a big hug afterward. And he's like, dude, I didn't want to do that. I was like, no, you don't understand, Mel. You're real. That was the realest panel I've ever been to or been a part of. And I appreciate you telling your story. And he's just a cool guy overall. And he's going to do the podcast as well. And basically just spotlight him because he's up and coming, and I think he's awesome. Then day 3 more panels. Shorter day as well. So
Sunday the last day is always short.
And it's tough too, right? Because especially if you did all 4 days, you're running low on energy. Even as the moderator, just 3 days, I'm an introvert. I'm a little geeky little nerd kid. It's tough to be the 303 ninja in public for 3 days. Yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the game face. It's me, but it's turned all the way up.
Yeah.
And that's not who I am. This is cranked up. Because no one wants to listen to me just be like, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be entertaining. Maybe I try to overdo it, overcompensate or something, but it's the last day, and I'm starting every panel off again with the plug to the podcast because I have a live mic. And hey, how's the energy going? Let's keep it up, for our guests and whoever the guests were, Mm-hmm. We get to the final panel, and here's where we're going to throw a whole bunch of kayfabe because I'm not going to drag anybody through the dirt. Not yet. But I go into a panel. I'm already a little nervous about it because one of the participants I had in a sketch duel the year prior, and I remember this person one wording and short forming a lot of answers.
Sure.
2 in-depth questions. So I'm like, okay, hopefully it's better this year. I have going in with positive as much as I can, but I have my guard up a little bit. Not my guard. I remember the year prior.
Right.
And I'm also doing it with someone I've never met before. and looking into his history, I'm like, oh, look at this. You know, he's done this and that, and he's done a lot of different things in the art world. And I'm like, oh, look, he's English. I wonder if I could try and work that in somewhere in the panel and try and be funny. I'm gonna jot something down. So the panel, you know, we start off and ask them both what their backgrounds are and how they got here. How did we get here to do this sketch duel at FanExpo Denver? Day 4. They both give an answer, and the person that's English, he gives this nice long answer to everything, and I think I had a follow-up. And then I turned to him, and here's like, I'm shooting my shot to be funny. And I said, hey, I can't help but notice you're English, which popped the crowd a little bit. And then I asked about English breakfast to American breakfast, what the person prefers. And he's an Englishman, true to the heart. So, you know, we talked about that. We talked about biscuits. And the whole time, there's a giggling happening over my other shoulder. So I turned to the other artists and I asked the same questions. I don't want them to feel left out.
No.
And for some reason, the question I asked him apparently was the wrong question to ask, I guess, because for the next 40 minutes, this artist took jabs at me and the show. And you're way more talented than me, apparently, which I don't doubt, actually. But
I don't know about that.
I'm not an award-winning writer, sir.
Jeez. Okay. Anyway, You're not writing it anyway. You're not writing.
I'm not a
general,
writer.
so
I mean, you could say I'm not a podcaster either, you know. But no, it isn't. It isn't. We don't have a competitive friendship. But just taking jabs and not even jabs, full on assaults that I deflected. And I was like, you know what? So one of the questions was asked, Francis, was, you actually have a podcast? Does anybody actually listen to it? And the honest answer is no, nobody really listens to it. But that doesn't matter because I'm not doing it to be famous. I'm doing it to have a good time with my friend. And if people want to come for the ride, that's awesome. Come and join it with us. But here I am. I have another chance with a live microphone to talk about the podcast. So I do. It's the most generic podcast on the internet. It's actually about nothing because I don't have any particular interest. I have many different interests. My logo is a bunch of different arrows pointing in different directions. So, no, I don't have one specific topic. I do it with a friend that I've, have been podcasting with for about 10, maybe a little over 10 years now. And the person said off mic a little bit. And he's like, and he's probably more talented. And I said, you're probably not wrong. But I was invited here, so I'm not doing too bad.
Sure,
and it was the shortest podcast or panel. The room attendant, the room attendant only had to enter the room. She was just entering the room to enter it. I took it as my sign as an exit and snaggle-pussed myself right off stage. No, I didn't run off stage at all. I finished my job. We did everything that we needed to do. They got one sketch apiece. I could clearly tell that the jabber was done because he put all his supplies away. So I was like, all right, well, we're done here. We gave the art away, and I was happy it was my last panel because had I had to carry that into another show, if you will, I think it would have shown because I would have a little bit of time to think about it.
Sure. Let it fester a little bit.
Yeah, and be like, oh, you should have said this. You should have said that. Sort of thing. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, which I don't really believe or live by. But if you have ample time, you could think that way.
Sure, yeah.
So, I just left, and as I was leaving the panel area, I got a couple compliments from people that had been to most of the panels that I had hosted. One guy in particular, his name was Todd. He was at every single panel that I hosted. Not for me. He didn't give a shit about me. Stop cussing. Just for this episode.
Was it Todd Habercorn?
No, I didn't actually get a chance to go even say hi to Todd. I wish they had their own tables instead of just being at autographs.
Oh, really? I mean, you still can go up.
Yeah, but I think when it's just an autograph table and they're there just to do autographs, I think I'm not going to stand in a long ass line just to say hi to
Oh, yeah.
an
Have a line,
acquaintance, a barely acquaintance,
No
I would
offense to
hope
some
I would
people
hope
get-
that he'd remember who I was just for the amount of times that we have talked and the length that we have talked. But I'm nobody, so I also wouldn't be surprised if I had to be like, "You remember me, Todd?" And you're like, "No." Okay, remember this? Oh yeah. But a lot of all the celebrities were there just to do autographs. They didn't have their own separate table
sucks.
that they were like showcased at.
I mean, that's how they make a living. So
Yeah. So I get it. So after the panel, like I said, I got a few compliments from people. They were like, "Man, that was kind of rough. I'm glad but you did a great job." Since we're on the compliment thing, Saturday, a lady came up to me after one of the sketch duels, I think it was. She was at the Muppet panel the day prior and approached me, thanked me for doing a great job, and that it was her and her family's favorite part of the entire weekend. That panel made their weekend. I'm not boasting or exaggerating. That's what she told me. And the whole time, my heart is just like jumping out of my chest because I don't know how to receive that much positivity from a random person. It's weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it filled my heart with energy and it got me through the rest of the day Saturday, and it carried through into Sunday, which was great because, it was rough at the end there. Spent the rest of Sunday just taking pictures and saying goodbye to everybody. I went to this artist table that was jabbing at me and went to buy a print off his table. Not in like to get it in spite, but kind of to be like, yeah, you took jabs at me and tried to make fun of me in front of people, but here I am. It don't bother me none. So I actually ended up picking a print up off his table. He signed it and said, "I can't charge you for this. I made fun of you." And I said, "No, sir, you attempted to make fun of me."
I mean, I just like that he's fully aware.
I am happy that he is aware. He gave me a hug after the panel and said sorry for making fun of you. And again, I said, "You tried." So for the people that have been keeping score with us for the last 5 years or so, we used to tell stories of a gentleman named Neil Adams. We met Neil in 2016, I believe.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Either way, whatever year it was, Francis and I looked at our schedule, and we were going to be at 6 different shows. Between the two of us, we were going to be at 6 different shows that Neil was at. And because he's crotchety and he was fun to talk to, but he was crotchety. I told Francis, it is our mission to make Neil Adams our best friend, whether he wants to be it or not.
Right.
And I like to believe that with the amount of time spent and the times that we saw him, I believe that he was ribbing us the last time we saw him.
Well. I think you saw him after.
I saw him one more
him.
time after you and I saw him the last. But I believe that he was ribbing us. That was his way of ribbing us.
Oh, the $5 thing.
Yeah, next time I see you guys, bring money or bring $5 or whatever he said.
Yeah.
I saw him one more time after that here in Colorado. I was standing with the showrunner, and Neil walked up to ask him something, and I went, "Hi, Neil," and Neil just shook his head at me and walked away. Again, I think it was a little rib myself. That's what I'm going to believe anyway. The showrunner was like, "What did you do to him?" And I was like, "Probably just annoyed him over the last 6 months." So
he's not in a position to argue. So yeah,
I'm here to say today that our new mission is to make this artist, who will remain nameless for the time being.
Yeah, until the joke starts, and then we're gonna have to say somebody, because it's not gonna make sense if we just say the artist.
Yeah, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah. I believe the entire time this person was doing this maliciously.
I mean, it's 2 for 2, man. It's 2 for 2. Even though, if I recall, or you may not have mentioned it, but you did mention that you did the panel before, but you didn't. I don't think you mentioned that they didn't remember you in that previous panel.
Yeah, I did mention. I said I hosted your sketch duel last year, and he said that's how unmemorable you are.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you mentioned it, but yeah. So like, yeah. So I mean, that's I forgot what the reason I brought it up, that you had to talk to him twice, but like, that's I think a little different.
I also did tell him, this artist, that I'm going to make sure that my contact knows that I want to be his host going forward in Denver.
Why don't you never come back to Denver? I mean, it'd be.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt my
petty.
feelings.
Yeah, it'd be petty, but it'd be petty, but hilarious. Very funny to me. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, the guy who ruined this guy is,
the artist started telling a story from a fan question. He started talking about how Sunday is weird because usually most people are out of energy. I have a ton of energy. I can't wait for it to be over. And you get in the plane and you're with all your friends, and then I jumped in and you talk a lot of trash about your crappy moderator, which again popped the crowd. I was funny. I was doing a good job. But yeah, lots of goodbyes, lots of photos. Like I said, I would like a little bit more signage of like what section you're in, not the numbers, but like, hey, this is vendors, this is artist alley, this is retail, not retail, but you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Where you buy your Transformers and your Iron Man battery packs, Yeah. That would be cool. Water for the guests.
Oh, that's surprising. Most places give water. Most places give like a little
they
bottle
always
of water
had in the past. There's always been like a cooler either in the room or within reach, and I could be like, hey, they'd like a water. I had to beg to get 2 waters for a couple artists, which I thought was just a little weird. What
weird.
Else did I lay?
That makes sense.
And providing places for people to sit someplace.
Oh, that's always a problem.
But that's always a problem everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It doesn't matter what convention center you go to.
Yeah. People just sit on the floor.
And that's what a lot of people do, is just sit on the floor. Yeah. Overall, it keeps gaining traction. This new company coming in, it's FanEx. It's not a new company, but it's new to Denver. What's that?
Yeah. No, FanExpo has a following, so yeah.
Yeah, and it like I wanted to do I really, really, really need to find a contact on the celebrity side, because I wanted to talk to John Cena and Mike Tyson really badly.
That's right. Yeah.
But I don't have $500 for
Did they do panels?
Cena did a panel. He did a Q&A. but it was an extra charge to get into it for a guaranteed seat.
Oh,
They'd had some GA, but there's also no press seating, and press doesn't get its own line or anything like that. So, yes, I'm a huge wrestling fan, but I don't know if I'm willing to fight a line. You know?
no, we've been above lines for a while, man.
I mean,
No,
we don't do
give into
lines.
lines now.
We don't do segues or lines. That's our motto. But yeah, it would have been really cool. I really would have liked to have a conversation with both of those guys, because completely different backgrounds, completely different lives, and both of them are just interesting as hell. So, something to work on in the future. But a lot of all the alive Supermans were there,
That's right. Yeah.
which was cool to see. I mean, Dean Cain still looking great. Who else? Elvira, friend of the show. Friend of the show, Elvira, was there. Again, somebody I would love to talk to, but not pay to do it.
Right.
My mom came, because you should bring moms to cons, and she was like, if you want to meet them, let's do it. And I'm just like, I can't justify anybody, including myself, spending $200 for 3 minutes.
I mean, a lot of people, for you it's different because you have had actual interactions with other celebrities. So it's a little different because you have that experience. For a lot of normal people, this is their one and only chance they get to meet the celebrity they like. So they spend the money.
Fair. Totally fair. But even the people that I want to meet the mostest in my life, I don't want a 3-minute interaction with them.
Well, yeah.
Give me 10 minutes. Give me an interview time.
Yeah, but that's that's the only benefit to having a podcast that goes beyond X number of people, because then you have the clout to be like, I want to talk to this person, and they'll talk to you.
Well, what was really interesting, there was a moderator that showed up for the final panel, and he got all set up on the table, and for all the sketch duels, they had downward facing cameras on pedestals.
Yeah, so you can see them.
And the moderator, he's like, oh, I don't think these guys are going to need this for the, I was like, well, it is a sketch duel, so I think they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I said something, and he's like, oh, are you signed up for this? And I was like, I mean, I have been since like Tuesday, I think. And keeping in mind the interaction I had a year prior, I was like, ooh, maybe I can get an out. I was like, hey, man. And he had a staff badge. So he's a staff moderator. So I'm like, first of all, hi, my name's Josh.
Right.
Who are you? So I did my investigating. I was very friendly. We connected a little bit. And but we got double booked for the same panel.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
so
interesting.
I tried to take the out, but he was like, man, I can actually use a break. And I was like, okay, man, I got you. I mean, like I said, I've been signed up since like Tuesday for this. So, but if you really want it, if you know these guys and you want it, take it. Otherwise, I'll take it. And he's like, no, man, I'm going to take a break. I'm like, oh, okay. And I kind of wished he had taken it.
No, now he owes you a favor.
I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. So, yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah, I love going down there. I love taking friends down there and experiencing it, especially that I haven't been before. It's a little one time that I get to see some of my Detroit and Philly. And, well, there was actually almost zero people from Canada because of the current state of things, making travel difficult or scary for some. So there wasn't really much of the Canadian crew, but a lot of the, Philly and East Coast and Chicago and that kind of area, they were all there. And it was fun to see them. And I don't get to see those people unless we're in those cities or they're in the city that we're in.
It's nice to see that that Denver is getting big enough to get like these artists from across the country. It's not just local; it's just like it's everywhere. So that's good.
Yeah, like I said, Garrett was out there, and I'm pretty sure he's Detroit. He's part of the Detroit crew. So it's just cool to see these people, and even if I'm just only there to talk to them for 5 or 10 minutes, it's 5 or 10 minutes that haven't talked to them in the last year. So
yeah, of course.
So it's fun, and they're a great time. They're fun to go to. I didn't find a lot of things to buy. The things I did want to buy were too expensive.
Apparently your girlfriend did.
Well, I mean, I think I found things for her too, but
Oh, okay.
she's not trying to buy Transformers. She's there to buy knickknacks and earrings, and
I'm surprised that like it catered to her, style.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I thought she wasn't like a big, like geeky nerd lady.
Oh no, she is.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah. The longer I've been with her, the more I've discovered that she's just
Okay.
she's a big gamer and just nerd girl. It's great.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
Actually, somebody that I saw, a longtime friend, acquaintance, he was like, "You guys are still together? Pull the trigger, Josh."
Oh yeah.
That's another topic for another podcast. But, no, I love going to cons. I'm so happy that in 2012 I took it. I went because I wanted to go. It was Starfest, and then talking to the friends that I'd met there, I'm like, wait a second, I can do this press thing too. And we took a chance. The first guy that gave me a press thing, unfortunately, he died a couple months ago. And going into this, I was like, damn, man. Like, it sucks that he's not here because he used to run part of the show here.
Yeah.
He was like the captain of a section of the show. I'd always get the chance to run into him. And it just sucks I didn't get to see him this year, And partially why I'm here is because of the start that you gave me. The chance that you took on me. And continue. My contact, my press contact, she takes a chance. Technically, I'm this is nobody. I just happen to be the longest,
I think by
one
now,
of the probably longest running press people in Denver for this convention of comics.
Right. I think you're enough of a known commodity. That's why they're like, yeah, him. Yeah.
So it's just it's something I'm so happy that we, as a brand, an entity, us as people decided to start going to these things and really kind of trying to get immersed. Me more than you, I understand, yes, but we got you immersed as well. We got you up on stage with people.
Yeah.
So it's a chance for somewhere in my body is an extrovert, and I guess I feel safe being amongst other people that are into the same stuff.
I mean, it's easier, sure. I mean, that's the easiest thing. When you're with like-minded people.
And I think my current job really helped in this kind of defense situation that I had to find myself in and how to handle it. Because this stayed a smile the whole time. You had no idea inside. I was like, oh, I'm not happy with you right now, sir. But I hope I didn't. So kayfabe, I've spoken to a couple people, and basically I am confident that if I was in the same city that FanExpo was going to be in, I could reach out to my contact and say, hey, I'm going to be in town. You got anything I can do? And I think I can get it.
It's pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good connection. It's always who you know, man. It's always who you know.
So on that note as well, next year, if I get the chance again, I'm going to go to the Comic Explosion or Explosion. It's a live painting. Silent, what do they call that? Silent
auction?
Silent auction. Live painting. And there's a lot of important people that go to that. So
VIPs.
I think I'm going to make a point to go to Comic Explosion next year and show that I'm not there just to do, the things I was assigned to do, that I'm there to show my face. That was the suggestion I was given from
it's a good suggestion.
A very good insider. Yeah. So
yeah. That's the way
but,
to go,
I just don't want to ramble on and say how fun and awesome it was. It was fun and awesome. Go to a FanEx if there's one in your city. If there isn't one, think about maybe traveling. If that's not an option, go to some small local show and check it out and immerse yourself. Let your geek flag fly. I've just spoken for an hour and 10 minutes, basically, Francis.
Yeah.
Why do I struggle? Why can't I just do this podcast by myself sometimes?
Look, you told me how difficult it is. I mean, for you, which I get. Actually, for most people need somebody to talk, like to bounce ideas off. Yeah. Even if I never said anything, just me being here would help because you have someone you're directing the conversation to.
Yes.
Which is why whenever I did solo shows, I did it with a script. I made sure to write it out first. I did it because then I have all my ideas on paper and I can just play with it versus like on the fly. I notice when I do it on the fly by myself, I'm everywhere. But if I write it down, focused, boom, half an hour later, I'm done. So that's
I think maybe that's. I think I also had the pressure to be like, I need to do for this for an hour by myself. No,
you don't have to.
You get what you need to get done and then you get out.
Yeah, a lot of the podcasts are like half an hour, 45 minutes. I mean, most are an hour. I'm not gonna lie, most are an hour. But I mean, you don't have to. It's not required.
Sure.
But yeah. But now you know a lot of people. Now that you're growing your stable of guests like Nicky Rapp and the British guy. Not that British guy, the other guy, Mel
Milton.
Mel, yeah. So you're building your stable of people of whom I can take a nap and you can just bring them on and talk to them. So like you have options. Fortunately, you have choices. So I mean that's kind of a blessing. Because I just had no other, like I knew you and a couple other people. And so you and a couple other people I would have on, Doll has been on as my guest, right? Like there's been people who I'm just like, I know you do my thing. You do it with me.
Yeah.
So, versus like you're actually going out there and talking to people who have a living doing the stuff that we talk about versus just like another guy who just talks. So that's good.
True.
It's good.
But like I said, it's that extrovert part of me that just feels the need to make up for all the introvertness of my life, I guess.
That's perfectly fine. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude.
No, nothing wrong
that's
with
the
it
way
at
to
all.
go. That's those are the stepping stones to why you're doing what you're doing now.
Well,
so like that's how
I've looked at this since the very beginning in 2009. It's all a challenge.
Ancient.
It's all a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to get this out on the internet? How are we going to record it? Like, and then once you have that, okay, we're still figuring out how to get it out there to the masses so lots of people can see it. I think I have to show like my chesticles or something. I don't know.
No, it's actual. Look, here's the problem. Neither of us are online, like active online.
That is true.
We just do this and then we just read what other people write on Twitter and on, Facebook or whatever. We don't go every other day being like, hey guys, I'm responding to people and like interacting. It's like, oh, by the way, I have a show.
Right.
And we don't do that,
No.
which is what every other person does. They
Sure.
interact with the world, and neither of us really do that.
Man, I have a real job.
A lot of I'm beginning to learn a lot of these people, who are streamers and stuff, they have real jobs. They just neglect a social life.
Well,
you know,
I
and
mean,
just
like,
do this. You know,
I'm on camera all day, so I can't be just
Well, if-
being on my phone all day, being social. You know,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's either I do that at work and get fired, or I come home and just stare at a computer screen and just social. No, that doesn't sound like fun either.
No, we all need a break anyway.
Yeah.
Especially after work, we want to relax. We don't want to work some more.
Exactly. I mean, this isn't work. This is fun. But, you know, we do have lives that we have to get to tomorrow for work. So, we will wrap this up for now. But FanExpo 2025, an awesome time. I will give it a solid A. Even if someone tried to attack me, the show, my confidence, my ability, whatever, that doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it irritated me. I vented, and I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Now I'm just reporting what happened. I can't wait to do more. If I happen to find myself in a city that they're in and I can line it up, I'm going to reach out. I'm going to take that chance.
Good. Yeah.
I hope to hit a few more this year, but we'll see what happens. Francis, I know you wanted to go to the Anime Expo, but you know, you did just get a kidney transplant.
True. Very true.
That is true. But you know, there'll be more in the future. Speaking of the future, we'll be back next week. Did you like that, Francis?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We'll be back next week to talk about how Chuck E. Cheese is going to make an arcade for adults.
Oh, to compete with Dave and Buster's. Cool.
Like you need to compete with a failing business, but okay.
I haven't been in years. So
I mean,
guess
neither
that's
have
why it's
I.
failing.
So there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
that used to be the place to go to. Now nobody goes. There goes our sponsorship from Dave and Buster's.
That's okay. They're not going to be around anyway to sponsor us. So that's all right.
But anyway, we'll be back next week to talk about the Chuck E. Cheese thing and many, many other topics that I find interesting over the next week. So we'll do that. Francis, it's your turn to talk. Where can people find you on the internet?
I only have one thing to say. Find me at linktree.com/aka the other guy for your one-stop shop for all things that I do. But luckily, fortunately, I'm not alone in my one-stop shopping.
No.
Someone else finally made their one-stop shop
Yes.
for everything.
You know, I always talk
Josh
about
Hawks.
I talk about synergy, but I don't think I actually believed in it until about a week ago. You can go to Linktree. What is it? Linktree / the 303 Ninja.
Linktree.com/.
Linktree.com/the 303 Ninja to find all the stuff that I'm into. The only thing that I don't have on here is the phone number, which is 314-764-7631. Spells out POI Pod 1.
The sheer amount of spam if you put it on a website, I feel like you just get
Oh, I wouldn't do that. No, you well, the phone number. I get a call every once in a while.
yeah, I did. Yeah.
You know, and it's
I haven't checked my old.
sometimes it's from people that we know.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a confused old lady that thinks she's calling her doctor's office. I have a 3-minute message. I'll try and play it next week. I'll load it and I'll play it next week, and we can all listen to Carol attempt to make a doctor's appointment with her doctor. And she can't make the date that they proposed to her, but she can do it on this date. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but we'll play it next week.
Okay.
That's going to be it. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. To talk more stuff about people and things, places. Sometimes why. I was vamping because the song's ending. We're out of here, people. Bye.